Well, here we are inside the local pick and pull. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. What a nice day. And first thing I see, look at this. This old Buick. And by that front air dam, I kind of think this is a T-type. Pretty neat. Don't see these every day. Is there anything inside it? No, it just says Le Sabre. I don't see anywhere where it says T-type, so pretty cool. Our first stop is this old Jeep XJ. What we're looking for is a sure grip unit for a Chrysler 8 1/4 rear axle, or limited slip, posi traction, track lock, whatever kind of cars you like. They all have a different name, but they're all basically the same thing. So what we're going to do is have a look under here. You'll find these most commonly in the junkyard in Dakotas, Durangos, and these little Jeeps. Yeah, that's an 8 1/4. Now we got to see if it's a sure grip. No, it is not. See how you tell? You turn one wheel, and if the other wheel goes the same way, it's a sure grip. But these ones go opposite way, so it's just a normal old one wheel peel. You don't see these Dale Earnhardt look Z24s around anymore. And here's one in the boneyard. I still remember the growl that these things made. 2.8 multi-port. See if it's a 5-speed. Oh yeah, it is. Man. Yeah, this would have been a fun little car for bombing around. So sad to see it in here. Somebody got the horn button off it already. Bingo, we finally found one. This is a Jeep Liberty. I forgot about these things. There's about 8 of them in here. Oh yeah. So you can see here when I turn one, the other one goes the same way. And back, it's got a sure grip in it. Good, we'll pull it out. All right, so we got the cover off. It's hard to see, but the clutches are there in behind the side gears. So now we're gonna get this, we gotta take this little bolt out so we can get the pin out, and then we can pull the axles out, and then this will all just drop right out. Well, all that work for nothing. As you can see, the pin's broken. All that came out is the thread. So the rest of the pin that holds that shaft is stuck in there. Not really much hope of getting that out here. Sometimes with a strong magnet and you tap, 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 you can work it out, but I haven't got a strong magnet on me, so we're euchred. All right, we're in a different place now, and we found another one, and looky, the pin came out of this one. And this one I checked the pin before I started taking the brakes apart. Now we can get to work. There we go. We're out and done. We got our sure grip unit and a great big honking about a 6-inch drop, 5,000 pound drawbar with a 2 5/16 ball that I just found on the ground, and we're out of there for $54. Not bad. When you come to the Wreckers, you're bound to see a couple of cool rides here in the parking lot. I like this pre-runner or wide body style Chevy truck. Is it a Chevy or a GMC? I bet you can tell the difference by the headlights, but I like it anyway. Here we are in another boneyard I like to frequent. This old Dodge has been in here a long time, and I remembered it had a 4-speed overdrive in it, which is gone. But there's one bracket in the floor pan that you need to put the clutch linkage in, and thankfully it was still there. So we got that, and we got the pedals out of it. Not much else left of this poor old thing. But this is kind of a neat place. It's a scrap metal yard that sells car parts. In the Ford section now, man, they've really emptied this place out. There's a lot of empty parking spots here, and you can tell by the dirt underneath that them things have been parked there for a long time. Anyway, right next door there is the Chrysler section. That's where we're headed. So look what we got here. 2 old Fords. That's a 55. This one's a 56. Still got the engine in it. I'm guessing it's a 272 Y block V8. 3-speed on the column. Man, wherever they got these, they'd been there a while. But still lots of good stuff on them, man. Lots of good stuff on these cars. I don't know what this one had for an engine. Well, because it's gone. It was a 3 on the tree. Steering column's still in it. Wow. Pretty cool, eh? Well, you don't find a first-gen Cummins truck in the Wreckers every day, but here's one. The motor and transmission are gone, but the Danas are still in it, 60 and 70, front and rear. Lots of good parts on this yet. Great big old Chevrolet. I don't know, 70, 71. The roof rotted out. Must have had a vinyl top, eh? Man, this poor little Jeep is slowly disappearing into the earth. Wow. It's a YJ, I think. I had a couple of TJs. This doesn't look like a TJ. Pretty sure it's a YJ. Wow. Talk about rotten. Well, that was a fun trip through 86 U-Pullet. Now, very important, before I head home, Deb has supplied me with another one of her famous ham and cheese sandwiches. I'm going to scarf that down and then hit the road. So here's what we've been up to. Yesterday I went out and I got this. This is an 833 overdrive pickup truck transmission. Was used in the late 70s and early to the mid-late 80s. It's basically the old Mopar 833 4-speed transmission. And you can see here, the 3-4 lever is flipped down, so that actually 3-4 works backwards. So that's first and second, and then this one here, they flipped it. So third gear, instead of being third gear, is now the overdrive, and fourth gear, of course, is still 1-to-1, which becomes third gear. That's why they had to flip the lever, because they need it to work backwards. And they revised the second gear ratio a little bit to fit it a little better in between first and third. And so that's what we got by with until they started coming out with 5 speeds, like the 535 and the new Venture 3500 and 4500, which came in the late 80s and early 90s. But anyway, we're going to have a go at putting this 4-speed in this here little truck when we get around to it. I got almost everything I needed, but there was a couple of things that were missing. So I knew at that 86 Auto Wreckers where we were at this morning that there was a 4-speed 1984 4-speed pickup truck in there, and I hadn't seen that truck in 3 years, and I was frankly shocked that it was still there. But what I was able to get from it is this piece. These pickup trucks are a little odd in that the end of the one end of the torque shaft actually bolts to a bracket that's on the bottom of the floor pan of the cab, and you need this reinforcement on the inside or it'll break it all. I didn't have that, but I was able to get that from the truck at 86. I was able to get the boot where the clutch rod goes through. These things are like $29 now. Don't have to get one. This truck has been converted to an overhead gas pedal, but the one that's in it is the fancy one with the chrome edge. I don't want that, so I grabbed this out of it. I got another set of pedals. These are a little bit different in that this one, not the clutch pedal, it's the brake pedal that's different. On the older ones, it's got a nut and bolt that holds the master cylinder push rod to it. This one uses the more familiar Chrysler clip. So that's a little bit newer. And I got the 2 bottom shields for our slant 6 bell housing. Anyway, that was a pretty good day. We've got almost everything we need now. We also got this 18-inch clutch fan, which is the right one that belongs to the slant 6 maximum cooling package. So that's good. We can put that together. So we're back at this old Ram Charger again. Now that I've got the dash in our 76 Dodge truck fixed up, I realize that there are so many holes drilled in it. It'd be better off just to start with a new panel. And I also need a panel that never had the chrome strip along here, as ours would not have been equipped with that. So we're going to pull this dash out of here. And it shouldn't take that long because the steering column is already gone. Let's get to work. So here we are back in one of my favorite wrecking yards. This poor old Ram Charger. I've been picking stuff off this. Last time I was here, I got the dash out of it. Hope I don't need anything out of it today because it's completely jammed. Now what I am interested in, there's an old Dodge van over there. We're going to check that out. Maybe there's some bits for Project Road Trek there. And I spied a Dodge half-ton pickup truck over yonder. We'll go check that out too. This brings back a lot of memories of my dad's old 76 Pontiac that I used to bomb around in when I was a kid. This one's got a little V6 in it. Dad's had a Buick 350. The thing would go like hell. Look at this, eh? 62 Ford or Merc. Big, huge two-door hardtop with like a bubble top. What a car. Wow. Here's an old International B250 tractor. Had a loader on it. Still lots of good stuff on here. And today I wore appropriate footwear. It's been a really rainy year. So here's a 80-something Dodge truck. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago we were mucking around with the radiator in our little red half-ton Dodge. And what do you know, when I went to put it up in the barn for the winter, the good rad that I thought I'd put in it blew up and leaked all over the place. So this one actually has a really solid looking radiator in it. And it has the V8 shroud on it. So if I ever decide to put the 360 back in that truck, I'll have the right shroud and the right radiator. Because this rad works on the 6 or the V8. So I'm going to get that pulled out. Yeah, any of you cats mucking around with first gen Cummins pickups, you might want to come and cut the roof off of this. This roof is like perfect. I would take the windshield out of it, but it's got a big scratch from the wiper over there. That's no good for nothing now. All right, pretty good haul off this truck so far. So we've got that radiator, and I've got the later coolant reservoir and washer pump, our washer reservoir, in case I have to change to the later style to use that radiator. We'll see. I found it had the rear corner speakers in the cab, so I grabbed those and the wiring, and it had a cab light and the plastic covers for the seat hinges. All good stuff that we can use. A couple of cool old medium duty trucks. There's a Ford and a Chevy GMC, I guess it is, C50, C60, or whatever they called it. If it was a Chevy, it'd be a C50. I don't know what GMC called it. I found this one too. It's been re-cored. It's certainly not a Chrysler rad, but you can tell by the sides there. It's close enough that you could probably use it. I think I'll probably grab that one too. All right, we're done with the pickup truck. Now we're going to have a go at this van. There's not a lot left of it, but I do see one rear side marker light I'll grab. And this has a nice factory AM/FM stereo radio. I'll grab that. And I'll find other stuff as I go, I'm sure. Now what I want to find out is this. Our van has double doors on the side, and I managed to get the pop-out windows for those. But I don't have a pop-out window for the back door, which is a single door like this van. So what I want to do is find out if this piece of glass is the same as this piece of glass. We have to check that the latches and everything are on the same centers, and then we'll see if we can use it. So yes, it's the same. I wouldn't doubt this one on this side. It's smashed, but I would almost be willing to bet that it's the same too. Anyway, we're going to see now. We have to try and get this door open, or we might be able to do it from inside the van, even if we can't get the door open. Well, that was fun. I'm going to have lunch now. Deb packed us another great picnic lunch. And then when I get home, I'll show you my loot. All right, so here's all our loot from the junkyard this morning. We'll start at this end. I'll show you this old Ford hubcap. It was just too cool. It was just laying there on the ground. I'll hang it up on a nail in the barn. Here, I found this too, just kind of laying on the ground. I've got an old table saw that I use for working outside, and the up and down wheel on it was just made out of plastic and it broke. So we should be able to make this work. These were in that ratty old van. These kind of frame the step well for the side door. I don't know if they can work in my van or not, but again, they were literally just laying there inside the van. Here's a front corner light for the van. The other one was broken, but I got this one. Here is a pulse wiper control. I was going to pull the wiper motor out of it too, but to me it looked like just a standard Chrysler, like what you would find in an M body or something. I've probably got 10 of them in the shed, so I didn't bother pulling it out. Here we've got from that rusty old pickup truck, I got the four-wheel drive shifter. Now these things will bolt right to a Hurst shifter mechanism, so we could actually use this on a 4-speed or 5-speed transmission. So, and it's a nice chrome stick, so that's a handy thing to have kicking around. Here is a set of 2.7 Chrysler Rockers, where we use these on the 2-liter and 2.4 twin cam engines because they've got, it's basically the same rocker, except it's got a little smaller oil hole in it. So it prevents oil from filling up the cylinder head, which is good on our stock car, because I'm going to try going back to a twin cam engine on the Neon this year. These are just a couple of, for the van, these are the chrome bezels for the taillights. I don't know if I'll use them or not, but again, they were just laying there. These are the 2 jugs. I already described them to you that we need if we put the later model style cooling system in our old 76 pickup. There's the baffle that goes around it. These are the rear cab corner speakers, and I got the wiring harness for them. Here's a tailgate strap. It's kind of banged up, but it's better than nothing. I got this nice heavy-duty battery cable. This AM/FM radio, I don't know if it'll work or not. I got it out of that roached van. But, hey, we'll find out if it works, won't we? There's the window I got for the van. I got the seal, although it's in pretty bad shape. But hopefully this is just kind of a standard, I'm pretty sure it is, just a standard molding with a bubble seal. What do they call that? A balloon seal? I don't know. I know what I mean. The only thing I couldn't get was the other piece of the hinge that screws to the top of the door. The screws were just destroyed. But I've got a workaround for that. Shouldn't be a problem. And then the radiator. Here's that 26-inch rad that I found just leaning against a car. It's a 3-core. Like I said, I don't know what this is even out of, but it's a big, heavy-duty rad. That might be able to go in our truck or not. Here's the one I actually took out of that Dodge truck. And I realized that it's got the large tank for an old-style car that does not have a coolant recovery system. And I took a look at the number on 299. I said, oh, that's a pretty old number. Anyway, I just looked it up. This radiator is actually for a AA Arcuda or a Challenger TA. Imagine that. So anyway, that's pretty cool. I don't think I'll be putting that in my old truck. And the last thing I got is this super heavy duty tire iron, but it still goes on your normal 13/16 lug nut. That thing's a bear. I don't know. It's like bringing a bazooka to a gunfight, this thing. It was just laying there on the ground. So I said, well, I'll grab that. Anyway, that was a pretty good day at the Wreckers. Nothing more I love than going to the Wreckers on a beautiful day. It's almost like it's 2 weeks until Christmas, and it was spectacular outside today. Sunshine, 8 degrees Celsius, which is, I don't know, what is that in normal, in the upper 40s anyway. So all in all, that was a good day. Anyway, I guess that'll do it for this junkyard video. We've made a few stops, got some pretty cool stuff, saw some interesting things, and I've got enough footage now to put a good video together. And I guess I'll start making another one. I don't know when I'll get out to the wreckers again. Christmas time is coming, but there is, down at Standard Auto Wreckers in Scarborough, there's a couple of older Dodge vans in there. And I could probably get the bits that I need for that side window out of there. So I might later on this week take a run down there and see what I can find. Anyway, that'll do it. If I end up doing that, that'll be the start of the next junkyard video. And we'll see you then, eh? Anyhow, that'll do it for now. Thanks for tuning in. Please, if you haven't already, down there, subscribe, like button, leave a comment, share. All these things help our channel to grow, and I appreciate it very much if you would do those things for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope to see you again, and I'll catch you next time. So long.